Whether or not I'm a cunt is remarkably debatable. Fair enough. But you get to decide his credibility. That's not Nick. People are like, Nick's calling you a liar and he's shitting on you. If Nick wanted to call me a liar right there, he could have. Nick is saying he didn't do these things. Nick is fighting this shit. He can't say I'm telling the truth, or he might as well plead guilty right now. Nick is saying that he's not guilty. He's saying the government has to prove their case. So Nick can't come out and say Aaron's telling the truth. So what's Nick supposed to say? Now, again, personally, I would say nothing, because every time you say Aaron's lying, you're denying all the times that I've said what happened and then the thing happened, dating back to before the arrest. I said, there's coke in the bathroom. I've done a little bit of it before, and they did a shitload of it, and they were doing it all the time. There's straws, there's all this, there's credit cards and blah, 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 and they found all of it. All of it. What do you think? I thought it up in a fever dream? No, I was there. The messy condition of the house, I told you about that before any of that shit came out. I have said, I mean, everything I've said that can be checked so far has checked out. You can dislike me as a person. I know I can be unlikable. But people sending this to me and going, this is Nick shitting on you. That's not Nick shitting on me. Nick has to say what Nick has to say. He's fighting for his life right now. He's not going to take a plea deal. He's not going to fight to get his kids back. He's going to fight to keep his ass out of jail. He's going to fight to prevent himself from admitting guilt. Rather than he could prostrate himself in front of the court, he could go, I'm sorry, I've made mistakes. I'm going to work to be a better father, a better husband, and a better human being. And he could be on the path right now to having his kids on the way back home. But instead, he chose to defend himself before reuniting his family. That's his position. That's his journey. That's what he gets to do. But to people who think that he should not call me a liar, if he doesn't call me a liar, he doesn't have a case. And he's not ready to admit he's fucked yet, which is fine. I know what the truth is. I know what happened. I'm waiting patiently because, you know, I know that the anaconda is slowly tightening here. So I guess it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me that he says that because I completely understand where he's coming from. I understand why he says that. I think the only thing that riles me up is when other people go, Aaron, he's calling you a liar. And I'm like, guys. He has to. All right? This is part of the performance.
Buckmaster says,
and by the way, people have been deciding on my credibility. And it's almost unanimous. Mine versus yours, they choose me. Now, believe me, I was engaged in all this degeneracy, so they still think I'm a piece of shit. They're just saying that I'm a step down from the piece of shit you are. So they have made the decision on me versus you. The court of public opinion on me versus you is like, for a lot of people, what Trump is to Biden. They're like, look, I got to hold my nose and pick one of these gross mother. I'll pick Aaron because at least he left. But I still hate him and think he's a piece of shit.
Nick, nobody cares that you share your wife. You guys are adults. People are tired of you lying. Okay. Thanks. Johnny Bad.
That's the closest thing to an admission we've gotten, at least. And that's the thing, like the wife sharing thing, there was heat in it. Like it was before me. Like that shit predates me. But that's not illegal. That's not against the law. It is just another. Well, I guess it bolsters my credibility, though. So you got to be careful. So we'll do a couple more. We'll do a couple more of these because, like I said, this was really boring, and this is kind of like kicking someone. This is kicking someone when they're down. It feels a little gross.
Pastor says your wife went out of her way to lie and say your guys are only for each other. We love to laugh at your hypocrisy, not your crimes. Okay. Again, I have no idea what you're talking about here. But
Nick, don't read those. Don't read those. What are you doing? Is this like a guilty conscience? Do you subconsciously feel the need to be punished? Is this your subconscious trying to tell the truth? And you're punishing yourself? Jesus Christ. Well, then you might as well unburden yourself and come out with it.
That's great. Let's see. Buckmaster says, Camelot told us you were having sex with hookers. Was April and your wife not enough? What made you be so degen? I think you may have misunderstood when Camelot was joking.
We all watched that. Camelot was not joking. I bet you Camelot got a text. I bet you Camelot got some DMs about that one. Like, what the fuck are you doing, buddy? But I don't think that was a joke. And by the way, that face, I think you missed when he was joking. And then that cringe face, I've done that before. You know when I've done that? When I'm lying. When people said, oh, April left you, she's not in the house. I'm like, I think you might be a little too obsessed with my life. That's when I was lying.
Maybe. The Chugi Show Live says April is texting Hawk to a girl for tips to keep things interesting now that the crack is gone.
See, that's just...
Buckmaster says, Nick, I don't believe anything against your family. As males, we are the love, but dumb arse, wash your hands next time. I'll try. Nunya Business says, found out this evening that my ex-wife died. Thankfully, she wasn't worth a toast. Oh, damn. Ooh. Dave Inspiration says, my broke ass supporting Nick's Second Amendment rights. Hashtag free Hunter Biden.
You gotta, see, now I wouldn't. See, it's just saying shit that's just gonna f you over, man. Yeah, Hunter Biden. Hey, why did Hunter Biden get in trouble? Because he had drugs and guns. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, I'm done with it. We can be done. I mean, we could play the other 5 minutes, but it seems, I got to be honest, it seems egregious. It seems a bit much. So we'll go to the chat, and then we'll move on from the whole thing. If you want to hit like, hit sub, appreciate it. About 1,200 of you checking out the show, so I want 1,200 likes between Rumble and YouTube. Nick Med Joe at $2.99 says, why should you get money for being unlikable? Did I just, who admits they're unlikable more than me? And then I still get shit on for it. You can't win. You let another man bang your wife. Nobody has respect for your choices, Aaron. Until you shit on Kayla, you are just as bad as Nick. Okay. I mean, I disagree. I think there was a lot of degenerate shit that happened, but I certainly, by the choices I made, I think there were steps of degeneracy that I stopped at that others didn't, I would say. Satan's Mechanic says, it's nice to meet someone more retarded than me. Practice, Aaron. Thank you. Lost Tejas Synthesizer says he doesn't have to address you, Aaron. He can deal with the case first. After that's done, he can play with you again. Well, that's kind of my point. That's what I'm saying. Like, and as far as you know me, I like a good podcast/radio war as much as the next guy. Oh, I'm sorry. Wild Saffron first. Aaron still loves Kayla. Foolish idiot romanticizing her blowjob. Grandma's Boy Podcast. Aaron, Nick, your wife. He's a Chad. You're a. I mean, that is true. I mean, we did have sex with each other's spouses. That's. You definitely have to face the judgment of that. Atomic Ray says, hey, Nick, I wish you a million days in hell. Oh, my goodness. That is remarkably mean-spirited. To Be Strange says, can't get his kids back if he's in prison. Aaron is going out of his way to f*** him out of spite with zero regard for the kids, no matter how much he says he cares. Do you understand how vulnerable that man just left himself? And I could have just dug that knife a little deeper, but instead I chose to be honest. How dare you? Grandma's Boy Podcast says, I'm ready to be your second worst enemy, only behind the inside handle of that closet you've been hiding in. You're a cuck, pussy. I don't think Grandma's Boy Podcast liked the fact that I hung up on him during his plugs yesterday. It does not seem like that was a very appreciated move on Mr. Grandma's Boys Podcast in his mind. J. Brock Contrarian says to Grandma's Boy Podcast, wow, bold choice to donate your monthly budget to this show. That's not. See, now why do we have to be mean to others to build ourselves up?